Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. This is Mr. Etheridge, so Rufus King International Baccalaureate High School. I am coming to you with a homework tutorial for algebra or for any math class, if you will. But today we're going to be looking from the Discovering Algebra textbook, chapter 6, section 6, page 370. Looking at my homework assignment, the assignment I assigned to my algebra students for this lesson. And we're going to be looking at numbers 1, 2, 3, and 7. Well, those are the ones that are assigned. I'm just going to do a little snippet of it. Not going to go into the 4 higher. So we will some of it together in this brief homework tutorial. So number 1, rewrite each expression using only positive exponents. That's important. It says only positive exponents. So it means to remember the negative property of the exponent. B to the negative n equals 1 over b to the n, or 1 over b to the power 1 over b to the power of negative n equals b to the power of n, also known as b to the power of n over 1 as well. So that's the negative property of the exponent. I'm not going to dive too much into it. But let's look at C. C is a little bit tricky. So we got 1.35. That has an invisible exponent there of a 1. It's a positive 1. An invisible exponent of a 1. So we don't really need to do anything to it. So we're going to have 1.35 in the numerator here. And if I backtrack a little bit, all numbers, all things can be written as a fraction as over 1. So what happens is when we have a negative exponent, it needs to go to the other side. It needs to come down to the other side. So we know 1 times anything is, of course, that number. And so we bring that to the other side, and this becomes 10 to the 4th. So 1.35 over 10 to the 4th is what that expression would be without any negative exponents. That's what that would be without any negative exponents. Let's do one more. Let's do the first one. Notice I'm doing the ones that the book already gives you the answer to. That's what that light blue A means. So we take it and it's over 1. So we need to bring it to the other side when it's negative. 1 over 2 to the 3rd power. Now that is number 1. That is number 1 right there. Let's take a look at let's look at number 2. That's pretty straightforward. Let's take a quick glance at number 7. That's a little more complex. Let's take a look at the word problem. And so suppose the annual rate of inflation is about 4%. So inflation means things are going up. And it also happens to be a Tuesday. So inflation is going up on a Tuesday. And so it's about 4%. This means that the cost of an item increases by about 4% each year, right? And evaluate an exponential expression to find the answers to these questions. So we got a few questions here. So I'm going to give myself a little more room to write here. Need a little more room. We're going to get rid of this picture. Apparently that's a vacuum. Whoa, that got large, but I am in charge here. So we're going to just shrink this down a wee bit. Little adjustment. Boom. Bam. All right, let's look. So if a piano costs $3,500 today, what did it cost 4 years ago? So we want to go back in time 4 years. So we have a negative exponent. So these are going to be in the format of y equals a times b to the power of x, which also could be y equals a times 1 plus r to the power of x, or y equals a times 1 minus r to the power of x, depending on if we got exponential growth or decay. Growth, decay. Hey, hey, what do you say? We're talking about a little decay. So 3,500 today, what did it cost 4 years ago? So y equals 3,500 times, and we know we have an increase of about 4% each year, so that's 1.04, and we want to know about 4 years ago. That's 4 years in the past. It's going to be a little bit cheaper. We're going to put that to the power of -4. And then you plug that in your handy dandy calculator device. We can't have a negative exponent. We learned about that. And we get that y equals, and this of course will be in dollars, $2,991.81. So $2,991.81. That's how we do a, notice how when we talk about years ago, we have a negative exponent. So that's it for this one, real brief. Just want to give you a nice little sample. Be sure to check it out. Subscribe if you like the math tutorials, and thank you for tuning in. Always stuff from Google Classroom. Stay up to date on the latest. You're rocking with the greatest.